Hi. I'm not sure if you'll share the same sense of irony as I do with this particular session, but here goes. This is my 11th retake of trying to put this session out there. It never takes me 11 retakes to do this. I'm prepared. I have my notes that, and I could sit on the couch with anybody and talk this stuff till I'm blue in the face without any problem. But for some reason, I have been struggling with putting this in words for you. The topic, stress. The irony, 11 retakes, and consequently, my own revolving door of stresses. Obviously minimal, not a huge deal. And the best way I felt that came naturally to me in dealing with it was just to have a good chuckle at the reality that 11 takes later, I'm done. I hope I am. Time will tell, right? And you won't know. Will I reset this and just forget and pretend it's number 11 again? Anyway, here goes. The topic of this session and the next few sessions is stress and the management of stress. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm confident that we all understand that stress cannot be eliminated. We cannot eliminate it. It just does not disappear. You can't wipe it off the map. It's there. So, all we want to do is have ways to deal productively with those stressors, to have productive, healthy habits and strategies to help us deal with stressors as they come and recognize the stressor for what it is. Many of us do that. Well, we all do it every day. We deal with stresses, but many of us are very competent at dealing with the stresses of competition. But we can all have our undoing every once in a while. And so here I am wanting to share with you my insights about how I, at least, have come to learn to deal with stress. And in so doing, I want to touch on 3 things today. And I want to offer you a bit of a challenge with that as well. All right. First up, I want to share with you something I call my success philosophy. Second, I want to share a piece of work done by William Glasser, topic of which is choice theory, which was really his explanation of our motivations for why we do things. And thirdly, to make mention of a survey that was just recently put out there, I recently meaning December 2021, for all bowlers and athletes nationwide and coaches to participate in this survey to provide insights to myself and to the rest of the public about their stressors, how they handle them, and some of the most relevant stresses that are out there. So let's start first with the success philosophy. My success philosophy began taking shape in my mid-20s. Probably by the time I turned 30, I had this philosophy, this mindset nailed, had it down. And I live it and I breathe it. It has made my world much better. Ladies and gentlemen, I went through a period in my early years of being, kind of like a dynamite stick. You could light it, but you never knew if it was going to go off. But I had a lot of stress in my world. I don't need to go into what those stresses are, albeit I was dealing with them unproductively. And then in my mid-20s, I was taking stock of myself. And I'm motivated by a few personal experiences, but ultimately, by the time I was in my year 30 of life, I pretty much had this nailed. And I became it. It just became part of me. So there's 5 parts to this success philosophy. Part 1 is recognition, which is very self-evident, ladies and gentlemen. We always set out to be successful. There is not one single time in your life where you have set out to fail. It just does not exist. It does not happen. We do not set out to fail. All healthy human beings set out to be successful. Even those unhealthy human beings set out to be successful. They just may have many, many unproductive strategies, unproductive ways of viewing themselves in the world. And maybe it's encapsulated by something in the way of mental illness. And certainly mental illness is a really tough nut to crack and needs professionals to help with. So back to the success philosophy. Step 1, we always set out to be successful. We never set out to fail. Never. We just don't. Next, we always make the decisions that we believe are best for us at that particular time. Well, it's just natural. It's just logical to think that, right? You're up there to be successful. You just are. That's your desire, to be successful. We always set out to be successful. Every single time we enter an event, every single frame we enter, we always set out to be successful. We make the decisions that we think are best for us at that particular time. And consequently, we always, step number 3, we always give our best effort. There is no question about that. It is undeniable. We always give our best effort. Now, don't confuse best effort with win column. Best effort looks differently on any particular day or time. Sometimes our best effort is a miss to the right, a head pin, missing a corner spare. Sometimes our best effort is a strike or a corner spare. Our best effort is every single time. Sometimes it doesn't look the way we'd like it to have looked, but it is our best effort. Crucial to this success philosophy is the 4th point, acceptance. To move forward through any stressor, we need to be able to accept the outcomes, the decisions, the strategies, as productive or unproductive, whatever they may have been, we need to accept them. They were indeed our best decision at that time. They were indeed our best effort at that time. We did indeed set out to be successful, but sometimes we aren't. And that's okay. That's life. That's the way it is. Acceptance of that is crucial. We need to value the role of accepting the outcomes we experience and the decisions we make that turn out maybe not as well as we thought they would be, not as effective. Acceptance then leads us to the 5th piece, and that is trust. Trust, ladies and gentlemen, does not happen unless we allow ourselves to understand that we always set out to be successful. We always make the decisions that we think are best for ourselves. Can you imagine getting up on the lane, doubting whether or not your decision is the best one you've got? Why would you even Allow yourself to stand in your stance if you did not believe the decision you just made was your best. Step back, reframe it, try again. So, trust. Trust is where confidence resides. With trust, we have confidence. Confidence is all about just do it. Just do. As Yoda says, there is no try, only do. So, here we go. 5 steps. Here's my challenge for you. Your next league, your next tournament, can you go into that league and that tournament understanding that every single ball you throw is your best effort, and then accepting it? Allow yourself to accept the reality of whatever that best effort was for that particular ball, for that particular frame, and if it was a strike or the corner spare you were going for, praise yourself, pat yourself on the back. Don't ignore that opportunity. Give yourself credit for what you have done. Okay? Silently give yourself some modest credit for what you've done. You don't need bells and whistles going off every time you're successful. You need to feel it in your heart and in your mind that you've been successful. So don't deny yourself the chance to feel that. So my challenge to you, your next league, your next tournament, and every point after to this, allow yourself to accept your best effort, whatever form it takes. Allow yourself to accept your best effort. That is crucial. It is imperative to us moving forward with stress management, minimizing your stress and your distractions. All right, the second part I wanted to share with you is from William Glasser. He wrote a book that was titled Choice Theory. And choice theory was big for educators, and certainly was big in my life. It gave us a profound new way of looking at the struggles that kids faced in the classroom, and gave us a new perspective on how to work with people. And I use this strategy of choice theory that he offered. I use it, well, it is as much a part of me as my success philosophy. I'm not going to go into great, huge detail here with you, but I'm going to share with you the 4 pieces of this motivation that Glasser outlines, and I am going to offer you a challenge. All right. William Glasser's choice theory identified 5 motivations. Anything we do, the reason we do something, he will tell you that it fits one of 5 motivations, sometimes more than one. They can interlock. And in no particular order, they are, first up, love and belonging. A sense of fitting in, a sense of belonging to something. In athletics, that can be about the group, the mentality of the group, and the sense of belonging to the group. In athletics, it could be a sense of competency, belonging because of a sense of competency. It can be in many other ways too. Power. Power is this sense of recognition, receiving congratulations, being successful, winning things, acknowledgments that you receive, getting acknowledgments, Obviously, going out and looking for acknowledgments is an unhealthy strategy, but it would be part of power as a motivation. there are, on both sides of the coin, productive and unproductive ways that we pursue power and that we pursue love and belonging, or fitting in and belonging. There are healthy, productive, and unhealthy, unproductive ways that we pursue those. The third one, remember, no particular order, is a sense of fun or enjoyment or liking of something. We pursue the things that we like. We are not league bowlers, tournament players, unless there's something there that we like, whatever that might be, okay? It's fairly straightforward, isn't it? Yeah, we do what we like. We do what we enjoy. We have fun. Some of us have a passion for something. It may or may not be athletics. It may be a passion for your career path, which I believe is certainly more important than your passion for the game of 5-pin. Anyway, and the final piece is autonomy. A sense of choice, a sense of say in what's happening. The sense of choice, a sense of say, sometimes reveals itself around coaching issues, sometimes reveals itself around accepting coaching advice. Sometimes it revolves around team interplay and the workings of a team, teamwork. So those are the 4 criteria for motivation. Everything we could do in motivation, every rationale we have for doing something fits into one of those 4 motivators: power, love and belonging, fitting in, sense of fun or enjoyment. Do you remember the other things? Autonomy, a sense of choice, some sense of say in what you're doing. All right, now here's the challenge I offer you. Challenge number 1 from Success Philosophy: recognize that every effort is your best effort. Accept that, right? It just frees you up to be more productive and more healthy and deal with stress. It's one of the foundations to being able to deal with stress. And okay, now the challenge I offer you: can you get reflective in the next little while? Look at your league play, look at your tournament play, and identify the motivations you get from them. And the next piece to that is understanding, are those motivations internally driven within you, or are they sourced out to some external factor? All right? The more external your motivations are, if you have a preponderance of external motivations, life can be, and athletics can be, a fairly frustrating experience, particularly when things are not going well. Far more so than someone who is driven by motivations that they have more control over. So I'd like you to take a look at what your motivations are. Make a list, reflect, literally. And it's not a one-off. It's not a sit down and do it now for 5 minutes. No, it's collect your data, reflect, go bowl, reflect, make some notes for yourself, consider keeping a journal, and explore what your motivations are for being in league, for being in a tournament, from the perspective of power, love and belonging, fitting in, sense of fun and enjoyment, and liking something, and sense of autonomy, choice, or say. Now, once you've done that, you will most likely recognize many of your rationales for being involved in athletics connects to 1, 2, or 3, maybe all 4 of those motivations. All right? It just makes sense. We're not singularly motivated by one thing for everything. And then, of course, the larger challenge then is look at those connections you've made to your motivation. Identify the internal drives and the external drives. And if you have a preponderance of external drives, external rationales for why you're there doing it, then take a look at those and see how many of those you can flip on its side or on its back and view it from an internally driven motivator or rationale. Okay? All right. I'm not sure how many sessions on stress and stress management there will be. I don't know. I do know this is session 1. I hope you enjoyed it. And ladies and gentlemen, I would love to keep working with you. I hope you listening to these tapes does that very thing for you. It feels like you are connected and you have a source to reference and help. Drop me a note at successdrivenlogic@gmail.com with any questions you have. I'd love to help you out. That is what I'm here to do. I'm here to serve and help. So drop me a note with any questions, anything at all. Doesn't matter. Athletics is where I want to help, and in coaching. Thank you. Take care. Have yourself a wonderful winter. It is winter now. Yes. And at the time of this taping, Christmas is upon us. Wish you all the very best of the holiday season and a fabulous 2022. Take care, everybody. But remember your 2 challenges and hold your follow-through. Thank you.